All right, here we go. Show number 62 of Into the Cubieverse, and we are live.
Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to your keys, use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia to earn rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or convert them to real-life rewards. Thanks for joining us tonight, and get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse. Hello, Goldmine. Hello, Atrocities.
Hey,
How
Hello.
are you?
Dragon.
Okay. How was Easter? We missed last week. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, sorry, but family first,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Good. It feels like it's been a long time since we've done a show. Actually, it's just amazing how the difference of a week makes. So
That is definitely true.
So, what do you want to do, Golma? You want to talk about your last 2 weeks? You want to do just a brief how things are going?
I don't know if I can remember what happened 2 weeks ago, but I can talk about my past week. So past week I've had, I think, 2 buddy quests this week, both decent. Today's was with Juicy Poo, and that was nice and convenient. And then I guess I'll leave out everything to do with the events since we'll talk about that. Now that we seem to be playing on hunter mode more often, it seems like I feel like we're getting better drops at the trade checks, or more drops at the trade checks. Let's see. I think that's about it. Like, my walking quests are still not doing very great. Like, I find that in comparison to Atrocities, like last weekend we were out walking, we walked the same exact path, and he got to midway through level 5 and I got midway through level 2, and makes no sense. And
terrible.
Likewise, mine doesn't seem to jump up very fast. So if you've done your walk, you get screwed out of all of those steps that you haven't been paid for yet, or marked yet for. So it's kind of weird that way. I've seen a few people on Discord saying it's moving great. Well, it hasn't been for me. So
you filed a bug report and everything for your model.
Yeah, I sent in a bug report about last Sunday's walk. Was it Saturday's walk?
Yeah. Saturday.
And in true fashion, I don't get a response. So I don't know if they have kind of said this is done. We figured that this is fixed, but I can tell you it's not for me, at least. So I don't feel like it's fixed. So that was basically it. I don't think we've had too much other exciting stuff. This event has been exciting, but we will discuss that shortly. And
you bought anything in the auction house or anything?
I'm sorry?
Have you bought anything in the auction house or?
No, I haven't. I have been selling some of my extra elves that I've been printing. But once again, I'll speak about that. I don't know. Yeah, so that's about it.
Okay.
So, what about you, Magic Dragon? How was your week?
My 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes.
They've been good. My trade checks, I have no idea. It's worse. It's as bad as it's ever been.
Yeah.
Quite often on my first trade check now, it'll work perfectly. And everything dropped down, I get to see what my rewards were. Great. But then if I click the next vault I click on, even just a regular vault, my guy's all blacked out. Every other trade check happens, I can't see whatever it was. So no idea if I got anything good. Except,
are you able to restart your game after every trade check? I don't know if that's viable, but
yeah, I don't know. It's probably not viable. I can try that though. Like, at least then I can get more information I can send to them. But I did get some new information yesterday that I'm going to send to them tonight, probably after the show. And I'll do some videos or whatnot and send it in. That might help. But I noticed that my game is very similar as my trade check glitch. If I get my tree. Some of my guys are blacked out. It doesn't hide the rewards. It doesn't make anything disappear completely. But when I got involved afterwards, my guy's blacked out, fading, comes back into focus, and does that for a little bit. I look at the leaderboard. A group of them are blacked out. I can't see what the QBs are. So maybe it's just something with this love cell fixed out yet. Sorry for the noise in the background, but a bunch of O'Brien is about to take the dogs for a walk. And when they know that she's going for a walk, they start freaking out, and especially when someone says walk. Joining the show. I'm going to enjoy your walk. Everybody going for a walk? Yes, that was mean. I'm sorry. Join the show sometime.
Right.
So, that's unfortunate. Now, that being said, I do believe I had the good news for last week's show, but we didn't have a show last week because I don't think I told it to you guys yet. But on one of the occasions where it did let me see what I got the super rarest bonus in my mind for the Psycho Clown to-dos.
You got what?
I got the Corrupt to-dos one from the Psycho Clown.
Nice.
So you get white thread, like 1,000 white thread or something. So I got 500 Corrupt to-dos, and I was like, yeah, all right.
I'll always love getting corrupt to-dos.
That's like hitting the lottery.
Yeah, that's what I got. So, and if I got nothing else, the last thing I remember that I might have gotten as a bonus was the peaches 3 weeks ago or something that I saw that I don't think I had in my inventory. Unless I got them in a reward box for one of the contests or something. But I think I got them from your peach downtown London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, 2 great buddy quests. Again, I got to start writing down things before we come onto the show because I can't even check Discord now to find out who they were. Both were great. Both messaged me right away. I find them. They tag me in the main group. Then they send me a private message. I get a private message. Within 24 hours, they're done, and I lost them. Right? So that's how I like it to be. When possible, I am generally more patient than a lot of the players, but when they can be done first and right away like that, that's obviously my favorite. I haven't bought anything in the auction house. Haven't sold anything else in the auction house. I'm just grinding it out. Bought some blue user vault blueprints. Got them stamped. I'm getting ready to make my run. I know I shouldn't be telling everybody, but stay off the builder boards in the next few months because
May might be the one. May might be the month.
Pardon?
May's the month. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what it sounds like.
No, I'm probably June because I got some tags put in properly. I need them to go up. There's not even a building where I had to put the tag yet because I don't know if the Google doesn't update fast enough or whatnot anymore, and I couldn't figure out how to draw the building. But we've got a whole new development in Dorchester. There's a Pizza Hut. We have the sushi / Korean restaurant now. There's an no-frills been built. So I'm tagging some parking lots because I can't remember how to draw the buildings. But I'll figure it out. And so when they get pulled, that'll be helpful.
I hear there's a fountain world going in too.
World of Fountain?
World of Fountains? I'm not sure.
No,
Fountains are us?
We have a small fountain. Well, there's 2 small fountains. There's one at the town center. It's just a small display. Hopefully that'll count. And there's also one at the graveyard. So, and I think they're fine. You'll see them on the map and everything. So, but they have to do the poll in order for the game to update in order for me to go for a push. So, I'm probably looking for June to try and do something.
You can always put in a request, send us a bug report, and just talk with the tags.
Yeah.
So I know I was able to do that a couple times myself. So, yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. I'll do that. I have been walking every day this month. I got all 8 walking goals.
Nice.
Excellent.
So,
And
I've got green vaults. I get to 2 every day in Dorchester. I've made 3 trips into London. Yellow vaults only reset once a month now. Is
once a month.
that right?
Once a month.
Yeah, only once a
Yeah.
month. Okay. But we can't get that again, unfortunately. And we won't be out of town. So that's the only yellow vault we can get. But we have got the green vaults a few times, a bunch of pizza quests while we're in London. And currently I'm 23rd in the world, no, 22nd in the world, 11 country, and 6 local.
Nice.
All behind a bunch of O'Brien's, who gets way more vault in a day than I do because she travels.
That's
Okay.
amazing how, you can be 23rd in the world and still 6th in our local area.
Exactly.
Right?
It's competitive area, our local Ontario walkers, hunters.
Yeah.
That's basically my all of it. So I can't believe how great walking all 8 levels is for your key count.
Well, they add up nice and quickly, don't they?
They do, right? It's almost 2 red keys a month. If you get, well, it is 2 red keys a month for sure, because I'm getting minimum 75 white. No, all you go, no dog, you're upset. So that's been good. That's been my 2 weeks. Atrocities, what do you got for us?
Well, you're going to be a hard act to follow with all that intense action you got going. I'm going to say I'm feeling like my key count has been dropping a lot. Got to do, but I know I'm not doing the walking that I should be doing. There's a couple days row, and we're getting some good steps, but it's just hard to get back into it after the cold. But I do know a couple times I got some 300 white key drops, which were obviously nice. Love that. That's good. I've 3 buddy quests since the last time show we've been on, or not. Sweeting, SW33TING, Jab Media 406, and I had Phoenix, who this is my second time I had one which is PHIENYXX. All excellent. They all actually contacted me. Great communication. We're able to get it done within 24 hours, every single one of them. Everybody was there on time. Loved it, right? Good buddy quest. Exactly what you want. So loving that experience. So although I do feel that gold miners getting twice the number of buddy quests I've been getting lately. So
Okay.
So we shall see. Other than that,
all the walk calls, she's getting all the buddy quests.
yes. So, but I am also going to say the key reward she was getting from as compensation felt like she got a lot more keys than I was getting.
Okay, so when you're saying how you're jealous of my key drop, you're not so jealous now that I can't get my walking goals and not getting any key drops. So,
well, balance out, because we at one point we were about even on blues, and now you got 1,000 more blues than I do. So,
Well, maybe that's because you're answering more wrong questions than me.
That could be true, because I do agree. This last month, I was happy for the categories, but I'm getting a lot. They introduced a bunch of new questions and stuff like that, and I'm getting a lot more wrong than I used to, right?
Yeah.
Some of these sports questions, I mean, they're asking questions of who won some sport. I haven't even heard of the event, right? Let alone the teams. So,
which is kind of great. Like, we're a worldly game now, right? So, I guess it was to be expected, but I never actually thought of it until I started getting all these questions.
Yeah, and that honestly, that was one of the reasons why I took a while to actually do the sports question, because I was thinking it would be a lot of that sort of trivia, right? But then when I was started doing it, it wasn't that sort of trivia at all. It was pretty, obvious, like Babe Ruth or Joe DiMaggio or Joe Montana, type questions, and now a bunch of stuff. So, I guess the questions in sports are now a lot more like what I kind of would have expected them to be. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Um, Other than that, I know I got a couple of corrupted ooze drops this past couple weeks as well, which is, as we said, very nice. In fact, and I don't know if I mentioned last show or not, but I've switched to, from chill mode to hunter mode, and like the first two times we went out and did our trade checks after that, I'm gonna say, well, I popped out on like 4 of 9 the first time around, and maybe 3 of 9 the second time around. So like a ton of drops all at once, which was awesome. And I don't know if that had something to do with the shift at all or not, but that was kind of cool. Other than that, that's kind of the general highlights the last 2 weeks, and I guess we can get into general stuff was going on in the Cubieverse.
Sorry to interrupt, but you also were getting a lot of, now that you're on hunter mode, a lot more key drops from vaults as well compared to mine. Like you were getting, blue key, green key, look at another green key, and you kept getting a lot of keys from that with that change, which has been great for you. I've only noticed a couple myself.
Remind me, so I got to jump in because Bunch of O'Brien's failed to give Atrocities a shout out earlier in the week, like she was supposed to. Because when we did our trip to London, I get a lot of keys from drops from vault, as what you're talking about. But she got a blue key from a white vault. Then she got a green key from a blue vault. And then on Atrocity's green vault at the Burger King, she got the yellow key from the green vault and the blueprint and the whole thing. I told her to send you a thank you because you love when people thank you for your vault giving them a blueprint.
Yes. None that they dropped for me, but yeah.
She didn't want to do it though, so that's good. So her and I are.
And you know what though? I think that green user vault actually gave me a key this week. I got 2 keys out of 2 green user vaults, and I very rarely do I ever get green user vault keys. So thank you guys for opening my green user vault. So.
Keep visiting London and our green vaults.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said keep visiting London and our green vaults. We appreciate those. But I know the other day I stopped at my green vault, and I think I threw in 4 keys before I could get a correct answer. Like, very frustrating.
I have been on cloud 9 when it comes to the categories, honestly. I was really worried. And some of them, the last few days, there seems to be new questions that I've never seen before. Those are a little weird. The sports questions aren't what they used to be. But right now, I'm getting, every time I go to Vault, knock on wood, doesn't change it, but I'm getting a category that I'm getting like perfect on every time. With the green Vault, it doesn't matter what it is. It's been, this category has been great for me. Nature lovers, I love it. Liz thinks it should be, a bunch of O'Briens thinks it should be called mushroom lovers.
Yeah.
She always gets mushroom questions. But even on the green vaults, nature lovers is perfect.
Yeah, I think I've tried to stay away from nature lovers, but it was a happy hour category this past whatever, so we clicked in that. We were doing that, and I would agree there are a lot of mushroom questions.
Yeah, like white nature questions are so. Blue, unless you get the sugarcane one, I find that's even more challenging. I would never try it on a green because I think I'd just be throwing away my key. But I agree with Atrocities. This month is just horrible on questions, and there's more topics on that this month that he likes than I do. So I find I'm answering a lot of stuff that I would never choose, and I find I'm just throwing away a lot of keys. Like yesterday we were out, and I had my key going into a blue vault, and I finally said to him, stop and help me with this, because this is my 5th blue key in this one. And they're just stupid questions, and like where, like the geography I like, but where's this if you go to here via train? I'm like, God, if I know, like I'm pretty good in geography, but these little random towns in the middle of nowhere, I have no clue. So,
I
But-
don't think they're little random towns. Most
No, I
of them
do.
are
well,
pretty big
a
towns,
lot of them,
cities.
okay,
Right
a
before
lot of them
Toronto.
are not, but I like keep them in the same country, and I would have a better chance.
Yeah.
So,
A bunch of Brian and I get in this discussion all the time. She'll ask me a question. I'll be like, I'll give her an answer, like try to help her out with the question. She's like, "How do you know that?" And to me, it's like, how do you not know that? Isn't that everything? Those are just things we learned growing up. Like, it reminds me of the time she didn't. I was the very first time in our marriage. I told her I made individual ramekins for everybody's meal. She's like, "Made individual what?"
oh, I know
I
what
said,
that.
I used the ramekins and I made an individual one for everybody instead of one big one. You're calling those things what? The bowls. I'm like, the ramekins. She's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, to me, that's just a word I learned growing up. So I thought everyone knew those were ramekins.
Okay, why don't you ask Atrocities what a ramekin is? I bet you can't tell you.
Well, clearly it's a type of bowl,
Yeah, see,
right?
Yeah, just because you said that.
Right?
No,
Yeah,
I know.
I would say like for instance, like something somebody should know is like
Planets,
the
solar system.
no. It's the famous poem with the crow,
Yes,
right?
right.
Right? The crow says
Hopefully-
nevermore,
Yeah.
not caca.
Oh!
No, exactly. There's so many things though. Like that's what I love about the game. I had no idea how much I didn't know, or something like that. I mean, everybody can feel that when you're playing a game because there's so many different levels on different things, especially now when we're getting global questions. It's like, holy crap! Like, if we're going, one of the geography questions is going from Toronto to Ottawa. What country are you in? Oh, duh, we all know that. That's a super easy one.
Right.
But maybe somebody in Philippines doesn't know that. Right? So,
Mm.
so I don't know too far off it. So,
Yeah. Okay. So likewise, I'm gonna say first of all, speaking of new ones, so superheroes category, right?
Yuck.
First of all,
yeah.
why is superheroes the only category that's in all caps?
I read that.
Right?
Well, maybe it's screaming at you. Superheroes!
I
Not
perhaps
just super.
that's what it says. It's screaming superheroes. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like no one other category does that, so it kind of
No, it
annoys
doesn't.
me from a perception of like why is
May-
superheroes that way?
Maybe it's a new employee.
That doesn't play the game and get annoyed by it, I guess. But I don't
Yes.
know. But that, I just thought that was weird. Why superheroes is in all caps.
So there's already a lot of chat going on in the live chat here about the Alpha event. Let's start talking
well,
about that.
sounds
Gold
good.
miner, we're done. Please, no more for us to talk about the game. Gold miner is done with all this stuff. So
No more topics. They all suck this month.
Okay. So first things
Okay.
first, in regards to the new current event, Mystic Forest event, is I got a first print.
yes,
First print.
yes.
Finally.
Congratulations.
Thank you. First,
Yeah.
it felt like
So
I'm
I'm-
so close
Yeah.
other times, but finally got one come through.
Yeah. So did you get the second elf print ever?
I'm not sure when that came through. I know
That was the second or the third, wasn't it?
second or third.
Yeah. I honestly I missed the name. I was just when they pop up and it's no one, like I wasn't even looking very closely. Oh, someone came up in the middle of trying to get a question, so I can't really spend much time. So I didn't even realize you got it. So
Well, Posey also got. I think Posey got the first one, did
I
he
think
not?
Posey got the first one, which is
And then I think Peter Parker got one. I don't know if it's second or third.
I don't know if he was second or third one compared to Atrocities. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like it was funny because we're messaging a Posey just before the event started, and we're like, because like we really hadn't heard much about it other than we saw that it was starting, and we were wondering if he knew anything, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to participate. I'm just going to see what I can get from my house. I've been busy all day, So I'm thinking, back in my mind, I'm thinking, great, less competition, right? Because he's always there. So we head off and like we start and the event goes live. We both get blueprints right away. Checking what we need. It's like, oh, we can print. We should go ahead to go get a printer, but we start off at the start of kind of like Blue Alley, which is a couple minutes away. So we're like heading back to print. Decide we're gonna go home, and then a Posey pops in and he's like back in our Discord. He's like, "Yeah, I just started the print because I grabbed one." Like, son of a bitch. Right? Like, what are the odds of that?
Posey says Silver got the first one, so it wasn't him. So you must have gotten the third or the fourth then.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's.
Regardless,
I got the first print, and obviously I got lucky that was the first print of that particular elf, right? Because it could have been any one of them. I know Gold Miner actually started hers probably a couple seconds ahead of me when we started printing.
But mine was the same one that Posey got. So
yeah.
his I think his had already popped up saying he'd gotten it. Did it not?
Not when we started printing. He had messaged us to say he was printing, right?
Right.
They're kind of like, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, he's laughing in the chat at us here, so for sure.
Yeah. His fake apologies after he fake told you he wasn't going to be trying for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
competition. Make the game competitive. Get it, like, fuel it. Get more people into the.
Yeah.
We printed those ones at home as we drove by. We were going to go to Atrocity's print shop, and we get there so we could do a rapid print. And what happened?
Oh, I hadn't realized I needed to upgrade my print shop, so it was just basic.
Oh, yeah.
Basic available options. So like, oh well. So, but we threw them in and did a second print, and they were already, I want to say, duplicates or so. So.
I ended up with 3 of Adriel. Was it Adriel?
I think so. Yes.
Those were my first 3 prints. I'm now up to, I have 4 out of the 5 elves printed.
Okay.
And I have about 21, or had 21 blueprints. I'm stopped now from printing because I'm running out, or I've ran out of dust.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that was not good for us.
I only printed 1. My theory on it is I'll try printing the other ones when I need to level up on the daily adventures. Then next month when I need to try and complete Adventure Road and I need to have up so many 2 or 3 levels, put on a different QB, print a rare one at home, first print, jump up. So I'm going to save that. Because I think they've all been printed, so there's no race anymore as for me. But I hear you've been selling them and doing well in the auction house, Gold Miner?
I don't know about doing that well. I've been putting them at reasonable prices and they are selling right away. So anytime I got a duplicate, like at first I looked and nobody had any up, so I was putting them up for sale. Like any duplicates I had. Today there's a lot more up and they're kind of at crazy high prices, so I don't know if they'll actually sell. But I didn't put mine up. Other people put them up at crazy high prices. So I thought, I'll just hold off on putting more up right now.
So what was the price you were putting yours up at?
I think it was around 12 to 15. It was depending on the QB I was getting.
Right.
Because, and mine were just the 2 basic ones, like the Adriel and
Ethra? Catelyn?
It might have been Kaylin. But so I was kind of like, from what you see at that point, what you saw in the auction house, it was Adriel and Kaylin were pretty much the only ones. The red one has gone up quite a bit now. I do have 2 of those that I'm sitting on. But I think those are harder to get. But I think the purple one must be the rarest of them all. would be my guess based on what I've gotten. So
was that
I have four.
Bellinor? Which one's the purple one?
The two that rhyme are the red and the purple, but I can't tell you off the top of my head which is which right now. I think Dellin, is it? I think that's the red one. I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
I can't switch over onto the game right now because I'm on that phone now.
In the chat, want to help us out with the elf names? Go ahead, because once again, none of us wrote anything down.
I wrote them down here, but you know whether I can decipher my spelling, convert them in the back. That's another story.
No sound issues this week, so thumbs up.
No what?
Sound issues.
Yes, that's true.
So, but the fact, like, I'm gonna say, that we are the print so quick. It's also because we're using the same resources from the
Finally.
The
strawberry from the fairy girl or whatever.
Freckled Zelda from Freckled Zelda. It looks like the trees are from Freckled Zelda as well as in probably the box.
Oh, okay.
And the strawberries and the mystical forest are from her, like the dust, the fairy dust, are from her as well, I think. So,
surprised it took so long to find someone else to reuse those resources, but I'm glad they did. And yeah,
no, it's good because you know I was sitting on a bunch of that stuff for the longest time, and it was just like, you know,
what am I going to do with it?
Now the strawberries suddenly got some demand for them. So,
but didn't the fairy dust come in something else lately?
No, I think that was like golden dust or something like that.
The golden dust for the angel.
Yeah.
So the dust is only on one other, just on the Freckled Zelda?
I think so.
As far as I can remember, yes.
Yeah, I think that was the case. So, but obviously, you burned through all your resources that you had there.
Well, I had I still have a lot of strawberries left.
Yeah.
My problem is just the dust.
Yeah. And I would print more because I've only printed, I think I printed 3 so far. And I've ended up with the Laurel, the Adriel, and the Callan. But because I didn't do Adventure Road this month, I can't print from home. So this is a reason why people should get Adventure Road. And given that it's the end of the month, it's not worth me buying Adventure Road for the end. So Bellinor is the purple elf.
Well, okay.
So
and you're right, I'm just checking Cubieverse wiki, and it shows how to get his auction house, gift box, Adventure Road, and the Freckled Zelda event.
Right. So, drop rates of the blueprint.
Surprisingly low, but that's for me saying it from what I'm hearing from other players as well. But I'm averaging about 20%, and I'm like, okay, seemed reasonable. You know, I was hoping for 50%, so it's low what I was hoping for, but 20% also isn't horrible.
It's not bad if it's 20%, right? Like, and I was thinking that last night. We went out, we did about 40 to 50, probably closer to 45 blue vaults. Now, mind you, we're driving around, and sometimes we would get the question wrong and drive past the blue vault and thus lose our opportunity to get it because obviously new questions and stuff like that. So I was agreeing with the 20% with you, but then we went out again today and did the same loop, and I got 2 blueprints.
Okay.
How many did you get there, Gold Miner? Like 11?
I think I got like 9 today, didn't I? 9 or 10?
I think you got like you were 9 at one point, but then you got 2 more, I recall, and you got like 11.
Okay. Between last night and today, I'm probably I'm at 21. So
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm at like 11.
Blue vault, which is your 20%.
But last night somebody was going, "Oh, I'm getting more than you," so he was just getting paid back for.
Yeah, I start off last night. Well, of course, we first on the first blue vault we did correct. We both got a blueprint. I don't know if that was just your same experience, and if that's maybe built in everybody. Um,
Getting it on the first one?
yeah.
No,
No. Okay.
no. It took me 3 yesterday, and a bunch of O'Brien's. I think she got it on 5th or 6th. By the end of the night yesterday. So Nikki in the chat there, I am a role player as well. I'm lucky enough that I do have 2, 4, 5. There's 12 that I could technically walk to. So like there's a little river crossing for the 2 extra ones, but there are 10 I can get easily within a 1 hour walk, the big loop I do. So add an extra 15 minutes, 20 minutes to go get the 2 across the river. Hour 20 minutes I can get 12, which isn't bad. And today getting those 12, I was 3 for 12, so like 25%. Yesterday I got 4 for 20 total, so it wasn't bad. No, sorry, we got, yeah, that's exactly right. It's right, 32. I said 35 in the chat earlier, but I meant 32. So sorry, you see my chat earlier. I wrote 5 for 35 and 7 for 35. It's for 32. Sorry. So I've got 7 blueprints out of 32 blue vaults. When I went out today at first, I had 3 blueprints in my first 8 blue vaults.
Nice.
Yeah, Bunch of Ones only had 1 for the entire 12 that she did today. So she was happy as I was.
So I was feeling like what she was feeling because, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, mind you,
exactly.
We obviously there's about, as I said, 40 to 50 in this area that we can do in a loop in an hour or so. So we're fortunate that way. Nikki, curiosity, what you don't think you have that many in the entire country? What country are you in?
County is what.
Oh, county. Sorry, county. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 or 5. That makes it tough, with the 2-hour walk. I know it's game structures to help you get other players in to build white vaults to build blue vaults. So, more motivation, but that's not. I know that doesn't really help, and I'm sorry, that's not helpful. But I can feel your pain.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And getting one of the small vaults, yeah, that wouldn't be fun either.
And as for us, like our area is quite populated with the blue and the white vaults, courtesy of players that came before we even started playing that were inactive probably long before we even started. And those vaults just turned back over to white and blue when they changed the systems. And, we're highly thankful for that. And, but we can go to like the other side of the city and they're few and far between.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how you go to the other side of the city or whatnot, and they're just, almost, you're struggling, right? So we're definitely thankful that way. All right. I just, since it's rolled over the new thing, I just started doing another print for my day, and I printed a Caitlin. So,
there you go.
Nothing new. So, oh well. So,
well, if you need one of the red ones, I can sell you one.
Yeah. So Nikki, of course, says he's been here since he had the search for keys. So he's he's a real old G. So ideally, he's got those blue vaults he can reach. Probably looks like he's probably put up 5 of them himself. So that's.
I'm lucky with the Dorchester from Nilestown to Dorchester and Wabano Loop. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or 11 of all my blue vaults are system vaults. So I'm really lucky.
I'm sorry. I always do that. And yes,
Oh,
looking at your name.
could you do me a favor?
Sure.
For everybody watching, could you please read the name of the 5 elves for everybody?
For who?
For everybody. I want to hear how Atrocities pronounces them all.
You want the official King's English pronunciation. Okay.
Oh, right.
Elariel, Idriel, Bellinor, Delinor, and Callan. There you go.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Put the pressure on. Put the pressure on me. So
That was okay. So that's what we gotta do. We gotta put the pressure on you, names, everything. Right.
Just for reference, I've a nephew that's his name is Daniel, and all he can call him is Danielle whenever he's talking. I'm like, no, Daniel. Stop with the L. So Atrocities is horrible with names, even when he knows your name. And
Yeah.
and back to the Nikki being a she. I find personally in this game, everybody, like if you're doing buddy quests with people, it's always like, hey dude, how's it going? Thanks, bud. Like everybody assumes you're a male in this game for some reason. So I feel your pain.
Yeah.
no, and looking at the icon there, I probably should know. But.
If you wanted to be a female, right?
I should have what?
People are just going off screen name. You should have been Gold Minerette, like Smurfette. Gold Miner, Gold Minerette.
I think though when we were putting in our game names, we didn't necessarily think we were gonna. I would have given more thought and maybe whatever to my handle and everybody else's handle. If we knew we were getting this place where we are now.
Yeah.
So that many 3 years ago. So.
And opposing females can be buds. Well, yes, but that's kind of more of a male term in my opinion. The only people calling a female a bud is usually a male. In my personal experience. Although I don't like ma'am or dear or honey or toots like you get in restaurants sometimes.
Sugar.
What?
I said sugar. Anyway.
Sugar. Dear.
Staying focused on the event here.
No.
I'm liking. What are you guys thinking of the trivia?
Oh. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a sci-fi person. Or fantasy or whatever.
Okay. So here's the thing. Bunch of O'Brien's has been. She's not a fan. And when I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, look at all of these old school questions and everything. She's like, no. I said, but it's just like the meme stuff. You didn't know anything about those tokens. She's like, but at least there was something you could read to learn about it. Like, that's a good point. If they could have put out an article ahead of time that you could have read about the questions, the games, what it was going to be onto it, that probably would have been helpful, just like you can with the tokens.
Yeah. Did you see Rashu through in our local Discord some flashcards with questions? So that should be helpful.
That was very helpful. Thank you. If you're watching Rashu, thank you. This has led Atrocities to his famous other sentences that he likes to throw out oh, you need to watch this movie. It was excellent.
Can you believe she's not seen The Princess Bride?
I don't even want to believe that. Like, I don't.
Right?
At all.
Is that not a great show?
That came out well after I was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Well after I was born. Well before I was born. My mistake.
Yeah. I quote Inigo Montoya multiple times a week. I actually use that entire sentence to frustrate my kids. I mean, to teach my kids and whatever. So, yeah, I find that hard to believe. When's the last time you watched Labyrinth? Like that was
Like-
cool seeing those when it comes up and
Like
Those are
never.
good.
Maybe once as a kid. That's with Tom Cruise, right?
yeah.
David Bowie.
So yeah, a nice little article. She had a good point, I thought, with that. Like those are some of the useless facts that I know that she's like, how do you know that? I'm like, everyone should be able to quote Princess Bride, right? Like, or
Absolutely.
remember Labyrinth. You don't know the rest of Legolas? What's wrong with you? Like, listen.
Yeah, so
I mean,
this might not be the most female-friendly event from that perspective, I guess. So,
Yeah. So
We need
I
those
think she
questions.
point it would have been nice having an article like they do with when we're doing the
yeah,
token events.
true. Even though, like, a lot of these cubies are females or that they're going, which I think that, I don't necessarily personally like wearing a lot of female cubies, I will admit. But
You think a lot of the elves are female cubies? Did you say?
totally.
I don't think so. Maybe one, maybe two.
I think, like,
So atrocities.
yeah.
Tell us how you felt about the shadow ninja being a female. What were your opinions on that?
Well, it's the same thing. Like I like the ninja. I would like to wear a ninja, but because and I want to level it up, but I'm like, it's not going to be a default cubie I want to equip, right?
He's
Right.
refusing to buy the origami princess because he doesn't need a stupid girl cubie.
Yeah, like the origami princess. Like, sorry,
Expressed by atrocities are not necessarily the opinions expressed by the rest of
I think the rest of the cubies for the rest of the year should all be females. Just
Right.
annoying.
Well, I get it. Like when I used to play Trivial Pursuit as 11 years old, I didn't want to have the pink tokens. I wanted the orange and the green and the.
Hey, the
Orange.
pinks were the prettiest colors out of all of those, though.
right? That's exactly
Hey.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Ah,
but but I do like the elf theme. I think that's cool. And I looked at all these, and I thought, you now got these new elves. You add in like the Zelda elf and the whole thing. You get kind of like a whole elf tribe or so. And I thought, I wonder if they're going with like an auto battler eventually for as another Cubieverse type game, right? Because they always talked about QB battles and QB whatnot as other games you could use these in, and kind of like an auto battler I thought would be the natural sort of extension of with the way that just these elves came in or so. So I don't know.
right.
That was a random.
I
thought.
remember my other buddy Quest was with Beef Burger, who was going to jump in tonight and say hi.
Ah,
Ah,
well, I guess he hasn't because you forgot. You forgot it was with him. So
Another excellent buddy Quest. Nikki did say elves generally have feminine aspects. So there you go. Not necessarily are they females, they just are feminine qualities
okay.
or aspects.
Well, that makes me feel better wearing an elf,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So-
So overall, though, I am good.
And that's good. That's good as Posey. Sorry, his comment that Beef Burger's sitting right beside him.
Well, there you go.
So
Sorry, man. Shane, we cut you off.
No, it's fine.
sorry,
No, I just wanted to try to go. All I was saying is, overall, I like the event. The questions are challenging, nostalgic. It's a good event. I was hoping the drop rates would be better, but they're not horrible either, right? So it's not like they had to spend
But-
low key at Christmas.
I'm gonna say that, given that it's only a 3-day event, you've got 5 new cubies in it, which is actually probably more cubies that have been interested in this event than were Like how many
Yeah.
do we get at Christmas? Or
More this time than at Christmas.
right?
Like I think
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, and there's only 3 days, and you want to get all as many chances at it. Like it's really
Yeah.
creates like an intensity here of
It does.
gotta go, want to go get them, whatever. Especially when like people are feeling like I'm feeling like my drop rate of 20% or so, getting 2 or 3 of them, isn't actually that bad compared to what a lot of other players are saying. So,
We can do with 1 out of 20 volts. Like that's not good.
no, hopefully
That's
that's
like
bad RNG that gets fixed for them or so. But you know, you want to go and go hard and get the resources and get the blueprints in order to try and get all 5 of them here.
Yeah.
And only 3 days. Like, wow, this is an intense event. This is good. The one thing
I'm
though,
one too. Like even though it's duplicate resources, I really like this one too.
yeah,
Good.
I think this is a good way to use duplicate resources because like you've already run out of a lot of your initial resources there, right, Gold Miner? So, just because you've had them in the past doesn't it means like you're using them up quick.
The benefit to already having them is to allow you to try to get that first print, which is also cool as an older player. Which I would think is probably a negative if you want that first print and you're a new player. But the trying to get all the different QBs, although it's frustrating not getting that one really rare one, it's still fun trying. Pardon?
Said Beatrix or bust, if you recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't have a Beatrix.
Right.
So, and you never see them up in the auction house.
And those blueprints are holding their value, right?
Mhm.
Like they've got a decent value in those blueprints. So,
Okay. So. Yeah. Just another. This is probably not a perfect event for newer rural players because you do need access to blue vaults. The resources, they're coming out okay, but the blueprint drop rate isn't the best. If you're a rural player and you don't have resources from before, you're probably not getting a chance to get all 5 QBs on your own.
yeah, I mean you gotta have blues, right, close to you, enough of them. Now, as long as you've got, like 2 or 3 blues close by, with 6 resets, you should get enough to get at least one. But it's still you're gonna be not be able to get a chance to get all 5, right? In that case.
Yeah, not at all. You might get one if you're saying if you only have 2 blue vaults with 6 resets. So what are you getting? 4, 8, 12. You're getting 12 vaults. You won't get enough resources.
So you need at least 3.
Yeah, you need at least 3.
3 if you get all 3 close to you. So
Between the dust and the shrubberies as well.
yeah, I'm not.
But it's a reason to grow your area, right? So
Definitely. No. And if you've been playing for a little bit, like ideally you've got 5, you've got put up your 5 your blueprints yourself or blue vault user vaults. So, it's there's value that way. And, if you've been living in an area for a while, I want to say where your blue vaults are, right? And groups of them that are worth going to. And like in our case here, like we've got a general loop we would normally do, but when these events happen and we're looking at blue vaults, we take a completely different route and we're going and hitting different areas that we normally don't hit because they're more blue vault intensive. So,
right.
But there are some times where you're kind of going a bit out of the way to get 2 or 3. Like even here in the city, like it just feels like some are quite spaced in between others, and It's funny how you see a lot of blue vaults just kind of lumped together in places. Like Highbury Ave between Huron and Cheapside, there's 5 or 6. 5?
Yeah.
Versus then you go all the way down from Highbury down Huron all the way down to Adelaide, and there's only 1, right? Where I don't know.
Yeah. No, there's definitely
Still a lot of drive.
areas that are hot spots and areas that are deserts of blue vaults. So, and if you live in these towns that doesn't have a lot of blue vaults, I would definitely feel for you. So, but hey, that's what the auction house is for, and contact Gold Miner, and maybe you can arrange to bid from her some specific cubies if she gets duplicates. So.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm loving it. I think that, and I do like this type of blueprint. The randomizer that you can use once. They introduced it first with the Beatrixes and the creepy dolls.
No, they used it with the soccer players. And the Tiki, the Tiki. The difference is it was unlimited prints, not just multiple drops of blueprints that you needed to get.
Right.
Like the Tiki and the soccer, you had the one blueprint. Do you not?
What?
No, you don't. You didn't. There was one other one. Christmas ornament one.
The cats. This was like the cats, but the cats you purchased the blueprints from the store.
There was one Christmas one, the ornaments. That was one blueprint. That's a randomizer one that you don't have. You have to have a whole bunch of blueprints. Right. Just the one blueprint worked, and you could keep off the same one, various different ones.
Yeah. And the ugly sweater was like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I prefer that, so you're not going all over the place and having to try like as Nikki is saying, driving. We'll have to drive to the next town, and probably its next neighbor as well that she'll have to go to. Well, that's frustrating to have to do. It would be nice, not to have to keep finding more blueprints. One,
but blueprints hold their value when it's a one and done.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I like that a lot. Yeah. They really hold their value when you only get the one shot.
And like in the Halloween event, you were going hard right to the end trying to get those creepy doll blueprints. And this event gonna go hard trying to get blueprints, right? Because like in other events, other styles, you get to the point where like, I got the blueprint, I got a ton of resources. I don't need to go last couple of days or so, right? And those items don't necessarily hold the value, right?
Right. Posey's in the comment, like he's right. Like it's a repeatable event, and it's still fun. Like because you're still collecting new blueprint, right? So that's very good.
That's true, and likewise, I'm somebody who likes to hoard my resources as well, right? So to have a repeatable event as well means I can stock up more on my resources, because I do appreciate having multiple thousand. Stuff, which sounds great, but time in and hunt
and this might make it if it's in Adventure Road, this blueprint would be something that's worth maybe getting Adventure Road to get the blueprint. So
that's true.
That adds value. And I'm gonna say strawberries went up in value in the auction house too as a result of this. So so anyways.
I did send a message to Illusion Weaver late yesterday, unfortunately, and I never heard back. I was hoping to get a loot code for this event to be given out tonight, but unfortunately I have not heard back. Life happens, and maybe we will get a loot code for something else coming. But I did try. Unfortunately, I was a little late because I totally forgot about this event.
And honestly, I don't think they promoted this event that much ahead of time.
They did.
No,
right?
Got any final comments for
Yeah, it's not
information?
I think.
Yeah. We have 45 more blue vaults to get tonight, so we got to get going. No.
Oh, have fun. I didn't even know if we had a chance to go tonight. And tomorrow I'm working 16 hours at one of the pool locations. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's a
it's gonna
long
be
day.
it is, and you can't leave once you get there either. I really gotta say they do a great job protecting the integrity and the neutrality of the voting process.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So, do you have places where you can just go and kill, or are you literally working the whole entire time?
We get like our 15 minutes breaks, half-hour break. We take them as we need, but we're just working the time.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't leave because what if someone
Yeah,
walks
you
off some
can't-
votes or something like that, right?
You gotta stay on the property, and I like that. Yeah, I don't want to. That kind of just broke my own rule about non. Well, that's not really politics. That's my
It's
work.
not politics. It's counting the vote, which is we all support democracy, which is not controversial.
If you don't vote, you can't even talk. You can't complain. You have to vote in order to complain, right?
Right.
I 100% agree. We voted last weekend, so we're good.
So, and speaking of voting, one way you can vote is like, subscribe, or comment below on In the Cubieverse.
Nice.
If you're Canadian, make sure you get out and vote tomorrow.
All right. Anyways, that's it for me. Go mine. Any final
Happy
comments?
No further comments, but thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Okay. Happy hunting.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.